Well, a huge victory for GB News and their Anti-Cashless Society campaign that they have launched recently. Not only they're increasing the number of people signing that petition, but also they've now put pressure on the political left. We got people like Mick Lynch, the communist Mick Lynch, also supporting it. We got some people from the Labour Party supporting it. If their supporters find out, they're not going to be too happy about it. This is about the GB News' Don't Kill Cash campaign, which has now hit 250,000 signatures. And obviously this put more pressure on the government to do something about this scandal. Again, we understand that the world changes as we modernize and advance when it comes to technology. Things will change, but it's about how that change is happening. Is it organic and natural, like the Industrial Revolution mostly, or is it going to be mandated by the government and corporations? That's the key difference between an organic evolution in terms of humanity and society and mandatory creating a Star Trek fantasy world, a one world government idea, that sort of nonsense, centralization of all powers. This is the problem that people have with the idea of digital currencies that are programmable replacing cash. Anyway, more than 5 million adults still rely on cash in the UK. I think that's at least. And it's used in 6 billion transactions every year. But there are strong vested interests pushing for it to be permanently replaced by debit and credit cards and other electronic payments. So that is the digital currencies. Public and politicians' support for the petition comes from every part of the political spectrum. Now, we had Nigel Farage saying that the cashless society is coming, and I think this is something the Chancellor of the Exchequer needs to intervene to say that legal tender needs to stay as a legal tender. And I'm really worried about this, and at the amount of control and the amount of control that they can exercise over us if we have fully digital accounts and money. So I agree with Nigel Farage, but I'm not the only one who agrees with Nigel Farage. Mick Lynch, the communist Mick Lynch, is also supporting this campaign and is against cashless society for different reasons. So the political left, especially the radical left, who I disagree with the fundamental values that they have because it's anti-Britain and anti our constitution, but they are also against it because they are claiming to be on the side of the working people. So they know they have a lot of trade union members who use cash, so they don't want to lose that support. So they want to basically go back in time. So that's the idea that they have. But I don't really mind, because if we get support from across the political spectrum, it's a good thing, because we could have another common goal and a common enemy. We had the same situation during the lockdown days when the anti-lockdown or lockdown skeptics came from the political right, political left, the liberal side, the libertarian side, and everybody got together. And of course, the establishment and the corporate media decided to put them all in the same box and say they are all from the 1930s Germany, of course. We also have Lucy Powell from the Labour Party, surprisingly, saying we do need to protect cash. I think it's an important issue to highlight. Whether that's becoming cashless and everybody paying for things electronically, or whether that's people wanting more human interactions when it comes to dealing with problems and services and utilities and public services and so on. You don't always want everything to be digital, but there are great opportunities with that for more efficiencies and productivity and better services. Surprisingly, I agree with Lucy Powell of the Labour Party. But the problem, as I said, it always goes back to the intent behind it. Is it an organic evolution and change and progress, or is it planned, centralized planning systems trying to make our lives better, save us from ourselves? Anyway, we also have Liam Halligan from GB News saying that it costs businesses money to handle cash, and if we're losing a lot of less cash, then that means there is a more so-called surveillance capitalism, where the banks can follow your patterns of expenditure, internet companies can follow your patterns of expenditure, and of course, that data can be sold to third-party companies who are interested in marketing. And that's the least of our worries. And again, Liam Halligan is absolutely spot on. That's why you have to protect your digital identity as well and get your own Atlas VPN. The link is in the description. That's how I protect my online footprint and my digital ID, the best way you can do it. They have a limited offer, 85% off, £1.50 a month. On top of that, 3 months extra. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.